space issues. I had to delete my audiobooks on my tablet and move them to my phone. But listen, guys, I know I said I'd do the blooper thing today, but I just found out I have a doctor's appointment. I'm getting some blood work done. They want to just check my blood, make sure I don't have low iron levels. I'm sorry, guys. I promise next time I will react to it on Saturday after work. I will relook at it. I promise. But please bear with me for today, guys. Just for today, please bear with me. So I picked 2 videos since they're both, one's 8 minutes, one's 7 minutes. I've gotten into these true crime cases, and these 2 are about 2 true crime stories. One's about United States versus Nixon, and one's about Lizzie Borden. So I hope you guys don't mind. It's just for today. Let's get started. Okay, I'm excited. Let's see what this is. Talking gavel.
Good morning, Professor.
Having some trouble.
Yeah, what is this thing?
That, my friend, is a tape recorder.
I can't get it to work.
It's quite simple, really. Just press here until it clicks.
The only way to solve this, and we're set up beautifully to do it, for us to have Walters call back Greg and just say, this is business here, we don't want you.
I just found this on YouTube, and
What are you listening to?
I thought I'd like it.
I just found these tapes in the courtroom. They say Nixon on them.
As in President Nixon?
I think so.
That's not
Wasn't he the only president of the United States to resign from office?
Yes, he was.
Why?
To avoid prosecution. He was involved in illegal activity and learned the hard way that even he wasn't above the law.
Ooh, this is a story I gotta hear.
I like this. This is cute. I just been getting into these, and I had to react to these 2, especially since they have one of Lizzie Borden. Ah! I love Lizzie Borden.
Nixon had just barely begun his second term as President of the United States when 5 burglars were convicted and sentenced to prison for breaking and entering the Democratic National Headquarters in Washington, D.C.
And President Nixon was involved somehow?
It was believed so.
Why would he do that?
It was an election year, so the pressure was on. President Nixon's Republican re-election
Sorry.
apparently thought
Oh, and
they could gain
guys, I forgot to mention, my KBear 115 account has been banned again for minor safety when I've done nothing wrong. Please do follow me on my backup account. I will quickly show you what that looks like. This is my backup account. Please go follow me on my backup account. It's Kiana8178. Don't ask me why they're doing this to me again. But this is really upsetting me, and of course I won't be able to go live again until I reach 1,000 followers. So yeah, please help me to get back to where I was on my main account. So let's go.
an advantage by photographing campaign documents and tapping the phone lines of important people in the Democratic Party.
So they hired burglars to break in?
Allegedly. The burglars were, however, arrested later that night at the Watergate office complex.
Uh-oh.
The Democratic National Headquarters were?
Yes, it was June 17th, 1972, and Watergate had just begun.
So how did they link the burglars back to Nixon?
Yeah.
2 days after the arrest was made, it was reported that a GOP security aide was among the Watergate burglars. Then, a $25,000 cashier's check, which had been earmarked for Nixon's re-election campaign, wound up in the bank account of a Watergate burglar.
Yikes! That's incriminating.
Yeah, it
It was
is.
enough to stop Nixon from being re-elected in one of the largest landslide votes in American history. It wasn't until the trial of the burglars that things started to heat up around the president. 5 of the 7 indicted men pleaded guilty, while former Nixon aides Gordon Liddy and James McCord were convicted of conspiracy, burglary, and illegal wiretap. However, after the trial, McCord claimed that the defendants had been coerced into pleading guilty. He also said that some of the witnesses had committed perjury.
Perjury? Oh my! Perjury. Isn't that when someone
I don't know why I'm so into this.
Proceedings? Yes, that's correct. By April, 2 of Nixon's top White House staff and the Attorney General had resigned over the scandal.
Uh-oh.
John Dean was fired. things were really beginning
Sorry,
to
just give me a sec,
unravel.
guys.
And then there were the tapes.
The tapes? What tapes? Like mine?
Yes, kind of like yours. In July of 1973, Alexander Butterfield, a White House aide, testified to Congress that the president had a secret taping system in the Oval Office.
Don't worry, guys. I'm still watching. I'm just getting so many notifications now.
And conversations since 1971.
Oh boy.
Nixon ordered the White House.
Hang on, guys. I just gotta check something. Just give me a second. Something just happened. I am back. Sorry about that. Let's continue.
After Watergate Special Prosecutor Archibald Cox subpoenaed the tapes. Nixon delivered transcripts of the conversations, but not actual tapes, citing executive privilege.
What's that?
Executive privilege allows members of the executive branch, including the president, to keep some communications confidential.
Okay, perfect.
So, was Nixon allowed to keep his taped conversations confidential?
Yes, I'm guessing.
But he
Oh!
did his best to impede the investigation by firing Cox
Ooh.
and abolishing the Office of Special Prosecutors.
What?
Reasonable.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
The White House released more than 1,200 pages of edited transcripts of the tapes to the House Judiciary Committee. A couple of weeks later, after reading through the transcripts, the committee opened impeachment hearings against the president.
Impeachment? Like the fruit?
No, of course not. Impeachment is the process by which a public official, like the president, can be removed for misconduct while in office.
Oh.
Then, on July 24th, the Supreme Court ruled
Ooh.
unanimously that tape recordings of 64 White House conversations must be released.
So much for executive privilege.
Pretty much.
It held that the party requesting the documents had to make a sufficient showing that the presidential material was essential to the justice of the case, and concluded that the special prosecutor had done so. Chief Justice Warren Burger also clarified that executive privilege would most often apply when it came to matters of national security. In this case, however, it was not a matter of national security, but rather a question of criminal activity involving the office of the president. 3 days later, the House Judiciary Committee passed the first of 3 articles of impeachment, charging the president with obstruction of justice.
Wow.
President Nixon met with the Senate and House minority leaders, who told him that they were certain he would not have enough votes to withstand impeachment. So, on August 9th, 1974, Nixon resigned.
Whoa.
The nation to support their new president, Gerald Ford, who had been Nixon's vice president.
So, what was on the tapes?
Well, let's just say there was enough evidence to sway public opinion about the integrity of the president. First, one of the tapes, nicknamed the smoking gun tape, demonstrated that Nixon had been told about the White House connection to the Watergate burglaries soon after they happened. Nixon was heard approving plans to interfere with the investigation. Therefore, he obstructed justice.
Wow.
There was the missing 18 and a half minutes, which the president's secretary said she accidentally wiped while transcribing the contents of the tape.
Really? She said that?
Yes, and most people didn't believe her either.
Sounds a little shady.
Yeah, that sounds shady.
And although it didn't prove any wrongdoing by the president, it certainly created suspicion of a cover-up, which ultimately led to his resignation.
Was the president charged with any crimes?
No, he wasn't. He was granted a full pardon by his successor, President Gerald Ford.
What?
I see.
Wow.
So, how do I get this tape recorder to record things? I want to remember something I learned.
Oh, well, that's simple. Press this button and this red button too, and you're recording.
Hello out there! Today I learned that President Nixon should probably not have recorded all of his conversations. Likewise, I should probably not try to record every moment of my life.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
Taking a selfie of me and this vintage tape recorder.
Play that back.
Huh? Likewise, I should probably not try to record every moment of my life.
Ah!
I guess maybe some things should just be remembered by my brain.
You make a good point. Well, what would you like?
That one was interesting. To know that Nixon Wow. Okay. Now, next one is one of my favorite true crime cases, Lizzie Borden. In my opinion, I don't believe she committed the murder, but when I saw there was an animated video about this, I had to react to it because I love the Lizzie Borden case. So let's go.
It was a quiet morning in the summer of 18...
Lizzie Borden, yeah. Please don't hate me.
Massachusetts. Lizzie Borden, who had been out organizing fishing supplies in the family barn, had just returned to the house.
Oh,
The family
warning, this does talk about murder and all that, so yeah.
maid, Maggie Sullivan, had just completed washing the outside windows of the house.
It's Malachi's turn!
Suddenly, Lizzie made a terrible...
Hang on, everybody, I just gotta deal with something. Hang on a minute. Hopefully Malachi didn't go out. Where is he? Hang on, everybody. Just let me pause this. Sorry, everybody. I'm back. Let's continue.
Maggie, come down here. Come down quick. Father's dead. Somebody came in and
Yeah, hair in my mouth.
Maggie rushed to the living room, where Lizzie had discovered the body of her father, Andrew Borden, who had been murdered just minutes after arriving home from his morning errands.
Whoa.
Weird, huh? Peaceful day, middle of the...
And then there's a
And then suddenly
murder.
this happens? Who did it?
Well, nobody really knows, but the circumstances surrounding this tragedy, and also one you're about to read about,
Wait, there's
This is
more?
why I like my true crime podcasts.
the audience is mesmerized for over 100 years.
Wow, I'm not sure if I want to hear all the details, but I am intrigued.
Should we continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please. I'm a huge Lizzie Borden fan. I love the case. Because I don't think Lizzie Borden was the murderer. I don't think she did it. I'm sorry.
Lizzie was
I don't.
32 years old.
32? Oh, wow.
Her father, her stepmother, Abby, and her sister, Emma.
Emma, that's her name.
Emma was not at home at the time the bodies were discovered. Wait, what bodies? I thought there was only one.
One body. One body.
Read on, please.
Adelaide Churchill, a neighbor who had come over to comfort Lizzie over the death of her father, made the discovery of a second body on the second story of the house. Who was it?
Keep reading.
I'm too scared.
You read it.
The body of Abby Borden, wife of Andrew and stepmother to Lizzie and Emma.
Oh, boy. What's this?
You can actually go to their grave sites.
The interrogation.
How are things between you and your father lately? Any trouble?
well, we disagree on some things, like the division of our family property. But for the most part, we got along properly.
Is it true that your father recently killed your pet pigeons?
Oh.
Does this make you angry?
Of course, a little bit.
And how did you get along with your stepmother, Mrs. Borden?
Fine, I guess. Neither Emma or I really enjoyed her company much, but Father loved her so much we tried to keep the peace in the family, and well, I didn't have any idea who could have done this.
Not yet, but that's why I'm asking so many
I
questions.
understand.
Did they suspect Lizzie? Yes. In fact,
Well, because she was the only one in the house.
arrested and taken to jail. At her preliminary hearing,
Just checking
the
something, guys.
judge
Hang on.
declared that she was probably guilty in order to stand trial for the murders.
How did that go?
It was very interesting. The trial got off to quite a sensational start when the prosecutor accidentally bumped into the evidence table during his opening statement. The shaking caused a large cloth bag to open and spill its contents. The skulls of Andrew and Abby Borden. Lizzie promptly fainted, and the trial had to be adjourned while she recovered. Then Alice Russell, a friend of the Borden family who stayed with the Borden sisters for several days following the murders, was called to testify.
Miss Russell, was there any suspicious activity you observed while staying at the Borden house?
Well, yes. Maybe. I wandered into the kitchen and saw Lizzie burning a blue dress in the stove.
A blue dress. The same blue dress that Adelaide Churchill remembered Miss Lizzie wearing on the day in question?
Well, I can't be sure, but it was blue. I know that.
And what was Lizzie's reasoning for burning the dress?
She said to me, I'm going to burn this old thing up. It is covered with paint.
Whoa, That's bizarre.
So bizarre that one of Lizzie's defense attorneys, George Robinson, who also happened to be the former governor of Massachusetts,
Hang on, guys, I'm gonna see.
had the same information to suggest Lizzie's innocence.
Nah, it doesn't work out.
Why would a guilty person trying to destroy evidence do it in such an open place as the kitchen?
I don't know. I suppose she wouldn't, right?
No, she wouldn't.
Good point.
What else did the prosecution have?
Do they have a murder weapon?
Well, yes and no.
Yes and
The
no.
police failed to retrieve any fingerprints from a hatchet they believed to be the murder weapon. Also, the defense argued.
And where is the handle that supposedly broke off from the axe head?
The state had no answer. And one more thing. Lizzie Borden's inquest testimony was full of seemingly false statements.
Like what?
Lizzie claimed to have been in the barn looking for fishing sinkers moments before the attack, for example.
Yes, I remember that.
However, the police found no evidence of footprints in the dusty loft.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Nobody did. Her testimony was not admissible in court.
How come?
Because Lizzie's responses at the time of the interrogation were not voluntary and were made in the absence of an attorney. Lizzie was never told that she had the right to remain silent, which is a privilege granted to all under the Fifth Amendment. The state argued that Lizzie was only a suspect, not a prisoner, at the time she was questioned. They also argued that her statement should be admitted because it was not a confession, but rather a denial.
What did the judge think?
It was actually a panel of 3 judges, and they sided with the defense. Lizzie's contradictory statements.
Well, because you can't really force someone.
Heard in the courtroom. The defense had also exploited the state's timeline, which allowed between 8 and 13 minutes from the time of Andrew Borden's murder to Lizzie's contacting the maid. The defense argued that was hardly enough time for Lizzie.
Sorry, guys, it's my mom's friend.
to wash
She's.
the blood off her clothes.
And what was the result?
Not guilty.
Yep,
Yes!
I thought so.
It was a short trial, lasting only 9 days.
That was quick.
It was rumored that a juror bribed the other jurors to reach a decision quickly by offering to buy them alcohol.
Oh boy. But wait, did she do it?
Does it really matter?
Of course it matters.
Well, it seems most people agree with you. There have been many books, plays, and movies written about this famous case. Even playground children have a version of what they suppose happened to Mr. and Mrs. Borden on that fateful day.
Lizzie Borden took the nap.
Yeah, the nursery rhyme.
Mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41.
I personally like to stick to the facts because in a court of law, that's what matters.
Exactly.
It's what you can prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
That's what I like about you, Professor.
What?
No nonsense. Full of information.
Oh, well, thank you, Striker.
That was interesting. Anyways, guys, I gotta go get ready for my blood works appointment. I will talk to you guys later, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios, everybody.